All right, hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith from Fox 10 News here on Next Weather, where we go a little deeper than what you would normally see in an average weathercast. We want to take a more in-depth look at what's going on with our forecast, not just in the short term, but also long range. We've got a drought that's been developing for the area. We need some rainfall. We're going to get some opportunities, but we'll see about that in the long range and see if there's anything that actually may put a dent in the drought, because the short term, we're just not seeing a whole lot going on that's going to give us what we need from a moisture perspective. And first thing I want to do is pull up the water vapor loop. And so on this map here, you've got this brown coloration right here. I've got it kind of highlighted there with my pointer tool, and that is dry air. There is some moisture starting to begin to gather to our west in Texas, and that will eventually get here. We're going to see a modified version of that, but we could see enough moisture for a little bit of rain by the weekend. Let's see where we are with the drought. We should have an update from the drought monitor, and looking at it, the drought has expanded as expected today. Some of the things that stand out, nothing's really changed from just on the north side of Pensacola back over to Mobile and up I-65. Most of the area is in this moderate drought coloration, kind of a tan color. But what we've seen is an increase in the drought conditions, a severe drought. Now, most of Conecuh County, eastern Escambia County, northern Okaloosa, parts of Santa Rosa, and then still seeing a persistent drought in Jackson County. The yellow areas are abnormally dry, so not ideal. And then down here in South Baldwin County and right along the beaches, that's the only place where we're not actually in a drought technically right now, but we are seeing a little bit of a dry spell. So that is an updated drought monitor graphic. It shows you that we're getting more entrenched into a significant drought, and it's hard to catch up in October because this is one of our driest months. The fronts just aren't real strong yet. And usually by November we start seeing fronts that can bring us some decent rain, but October can be a little questionable. So this month we're halfway through the month, and I'm recording this on the 16th. So 8 to 9 tenths of an inch of rain, not quite an inch for the whole month so far. We're about an inch below normal for the month. And for the year, we're starting to see a deficit. We got a ton of rain in the spring and in the early summer, so we're just starting to see that deficit beginning to appear, but getting close to about 2 inches below normal in our rainfall for the year. All right, so what are the odds of rain? And the first thing we want to do is look at the precip outlook for the next 6 to 10 days. This is kind of outside whatever we see over the weekend, but it does look like we're going to be drier than normal, especially over the eastern side of the area and the panhandle. So we're going to see drier than normal conditions as showing up there on our rainfall outlook in the short term. Temperatures, kind of interesting. Late next week it may get a little cooler, but we're going to be near normal or a little bit above normal with our temperatures, and that weighs into the drought equation because the warmer it is, the higher the evaporation rate is, and the more we need rain. So warmer than average is not exactly good. Going out a little further in time, and kind of taking a peek at what we might see as we approach Halloween and the end of the month. Near normal rainfall with above normal chances a little to the west of us. So we'll probably start to get some fronts back half of the month there. And temperatures still look like they're going to be a little bit above normal. The midsection of the country looks like it'll be way above normal, but our area is going to be above normal with the temperatures for the end of the month of October. So what are the possibilities of rain in the short term? Well, our GFS model, the one thing that meteorologist Nicholas Urbosa and I were talking about today is we've got to have a 20% rain chance on Saturday. It might be tempting to even go 30% because both the GFS and the European are suggesting that we could have some small showers in the area on Saturday, but the best chance is going to be Sunday morning. Yesterday we saw the models come in a little later, but showing right around 9 a.m. That's going to be our best opportunity for rain on Sunday. Most of it should be gone by Sunday evening, and we do clear out on Monday. That is the GFS prediction. This is a second opinion. It's a good one, the European model, and it too on Saturday shows some showers around our area. So we're going to keep that isolated chance. I mean, that is a really stout ridge to the east that we'll have to overcome. So this is the ridge right here, and you can see how the wind is flowing generally clockwise around that ridge. It's going to enhance our pressure gradient and our rip current risk at the beaches for sure this weekend. And then looking at Sunday, the European has a wetter look to it, about a ½ inch of rain or so on Sunday morning. So there is hope for some showers on the European. And as far as what we're seeing from the I guess you would say a third opinion, if we go to the Weather Prediction Center and see how much rain they're predicting over the next 7 days, most of this is going to be what falls in the short term. Kind of meager with the QPF here. It's showing maybe 1/10 of an inch to up to possibly a ½ an inch in a few pockets, but this is kind of underwhelming what we're seeing here on this particular forecast. And best chance is going to be on the immediate coast. We also may see a pretty good shot at some rain up into Washington County. And what I have noticed is all week the models have come in a little drier and a little drier and a little drier for the weekend. I think we get something, most areas see at least something to settle the dust, but it's not going to be the kind of drought busting rains that we will be needing. So that's the latest here on where we stand with our drought. It looks like it's going to continue to deepen in the forecast area. We may get a little relief this weekend, specifically Saturday evening or Sunday morning. And then after that, it'll still be a waiting game for those next bigger fall fronts that are likely to start coming as we get close to the end of the month of October. So hang in there, water the yard if you have to, and hopefully we'll have some wetter days ahead. But it looks like in the short term, rain chances are not that impressive.